and welcome to We Live in a Society. This is day 20 to 22 of my four-wheel drive bus and bicycle tour around the land of ice and fire, and day 11 to 13 of my solo cycle tour. So in these 3 days I cycled to about 35 kilometres to Hofn, and then I had a rest day there to recover from a bout of food poisoning and to sort of rest my knee because it was a bit sore after getting blown off my bike the previous days. And then I continued southwest then for another 65 kilometres along the fjords amidst one of the biggest dust storms I've ever encountered cycling in my entire life. It was very hard to breathe through all the grit, and there was no visibility whatsoever. Alright, I left the little farmhouse in Skaffefell at about 8 o'clock this morning. Just done a few Ks, and this is sort of the road today. Nice sunny day, not too windy yet. Alright, I've done about 8 kilometres so far this morning. Bit further inland today. Alright, so far most of this morning's ride was sort of characterised by a long flat road along the fjord. There was a few reindeer this morning crossing the road. I just had a pretty steep ascent a few Ks back, and sort of a bit of ascent now going up to this tunnel. It's only 1.3 kilometres though, so a pretty short one. Alright, this is the tunnel I'm cycling through. Okay, as I was saying before, I've come down out of the mountains since exiting the tunnel, and I'm now on the coast. Had to switch memory cards. About 8 kilometres from my hotel and about 5 kilometres from the turnoff. Alright, I'm on the outskirts of Hofn now. The last 10 kilometres the wind was in my favour and pretty much blew me into town. So Hofn, it looks pretty nice. There's the glacier that you can see in the distance. But pretty much Hofn is just like a little harbour town on the peninsula, surrounded by sea on 3 sides. On account of that, you get these beautiful beaches, like long beaches along the shoreline. There's sandbars and glacial sort of rivers, and the area's sort of teeming with lagoons and reefs. I'm just having a rest day here tomorrow to rest my leg. I've also got a really bad case of food poisoning, so yeah, I'm staying at the YHA hostel tonight and tomorrow night. Alright, I'm on the road again. I didn't leave until about 10 o'clock. The winds have really picked up. It's absolutely horrendous cycling. There is a huge sandstorm that is just blowing all around me. There's hardly any visibility, so I can't even appreciate the beautiful views. It's just a crawl to try and, you know, if every kilometre is just agony. Yeah, so I'm just going to cycle as far as I can today. I'm hoping to get to, there's like a little hostel at, alright, so no, I made it after a pretty tough day. I'm staying at Vegas Nasdir or whatever this place is called. They've got like a YHA hostel. So I'm gonna stay here tonight and try and wait out this dust storm, and hopefully tomorrow the winds will have dissipated. And this is my room. This is one of like the nicest hostels I've been to. That's the view out of my window. And this is my bed here.
Okay, so video diary for today. I left Hofn this morning. I got a fairly late start. I left at about 9 o'clock, hoping that the winds would ease up as the day sort of went on. It was predicted 35km/h headwinds. So it was okay leaving Hofn the first 5k's because I had like a nice tailwind, and the first 10k's all up were pretty good, weren't too bad, and I sort of made a really good time. But after the first 10k's I hit the headwinds and it was really horrendous. There were meant to be 3 service stations en route to where I am now, but 2 of them were just pumps and 1 didn't exist at all. Pushed through, it was pretty bad in the morning. At about 12 o'clock I came to this place called Brunhall, which is just here on the map. So there was a guest house there, so I stopped and got some lunch. They didn't have a lot of options, and because I was still a bit upset in the stomach from my food poisoning episode, I managed to get a whole bowl of the skier yogurt, and I had some home-baked bread with butter, so that was really delicious. So I sat there for about 2 hours, and at that point the winds had got up to 53 kilometers an hour, and a huge dust storm blew in. I couldn't get a lot of video or photos today because everything, you couldn't really see very far ahead of you, and it was just all blanketed in dust, which was a bit of a shame because where I am now is right near the glaciers. On sort of one side you've got all the glaciers, and then you've got all these beautiful farmlands and rock formations on the other side, so I'm hoping to get some video of that tomorrow. The last 25k's after lunch, the winds died down a little bit, so it wasn't too bad, but it was still pretty tough. I didn't get here until about 5 o'clock, and I only had to do 55k's in total, so it was pretty tough. I'm at the guest house here now, and it's just really beautiful. So it's probably one of the nicest guest houses I've stayed in. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm off to the glacial lagoon. It's only 30 kilometers, so I'm going to have a bit of a late start because it's predicted rain until about 1 o'clock there. So yeah, I'll check out here at 10 and then just head up and camp there by the glaciers.